Let's talk about our latest lure, the Headbanger. There it is. It's our new lure, and we've designed this lure for weeding out the small fish and catching the bigger ones. Small fish have been a problem. Now we have a way to solve that problem. The reason these catch more bigger fish and less smaller fish is firstly because it's got a big hook. And it's also the way we fish them. We fish them quite fast. So what happens is it does get attacked by little fish, so they come and pull on the tail, but this hook is big enough so they don't get hooked. All that commotion that's caused by this lure going up and down, all the little ones trying to grab it and not getting hooked, attracts the big ones. And sooner or later, when you're moving this lure up and down vertically, a big fish will come along and you'll catch it because it's got a big, decent hook. So let's talk about the action we use. So remember, we're in an area and there's actively feeding fish. You're catching fish, most drops on your sliders or your G-bombs, and you want to target a bigger one. You put your G-bomb on, and now you need a different rod as well. Because you have to strike and set that big hook, you need a stiffer rod. So I'm using the Ocean Angler Micro Jig V2 rod, which has been working well with the Headbangers. And the action you do, it's drop to the bottom and wind up. I wind up about a third of the way, drop it back down again. But this time, instead of your slow wind with your slow jigging, you're going quite fast. So you're going about this speed here. So probably about 2 turns per second. So it's not high speed, it's not slowly. I'd call it medium pace. And you have to strike. So you drop to the bottom. It might stop on the way down. You've got to strike hard. When you're winding up, you'll get little ones will come and try and nip the tail. They don't get caught. Keep winding until a big one comes along. And when it takes you, you've got to strike hard and set the hook. That's how you fish headbangers. Make sure you've got them in your arsenal of lures. When the fishing's on, they really do work well at catching the bigger fish in the school. Now there is a way to rig them as well. So they are actually super glued onto the head. We've made this head, so they're super glued on. Oh, quite hard to get off. So I'm just doing this so I can show you. This is the head. So what we've done is we've put a lot of lead in this part so we can get a lot of weight into it. Like that's a 100-gram jig head. We didn't want a big, massive, bulbous head, so we've put it in the body here, which gives it more of a, horizontal drop as well. So what you'll do is you get the spare tails, and you'll notice there's a hole. There's actually a pre-molded hole in the soft plastic bait. So the first thing you do, you're going to put the tail onto that jig head, is you put it through the hole like that. And then you just pop it on like as so. So it's sitting all nicely, just how you want it, without any super glue. And then you get your super glue. I've got the Ocean Angler Headbanger glue. Now we use this glue because it's a bit thicker. Normal super glue is really thin and it runs all over the show. So we found some super glue that's a bit thicker. So how do you do it? Chop the top off the super glue just like a normal bottle. And then I just pull it back a bit and put it on the top here and down the sides and let it go in and push it onto the head. Just push it on like that. And then you can also just put a drop down each side, just a little drop, and then squash that together. And then I just hold it upside down for a few seconds and then just let it dry for a minute or two and you're good to go. I tend to do this at home, so I'll do a day's fishing. All my jig heads that have lost the tails, I'll take them home, do it at home, so I'm all ready to go for my next fishing trip. So these are a really good lure, and give them a go. If you like our sliders and our G-bombs and fish fingers and all that, make sure you have one of these ready to go when you're in that hot bite and you want to catch yourselves a 20-pound snapper. This is the lure that's going to do it for you. Have a good one, everyone.